Welcome back, Wellness Warriors, to the Entheozen Explorer channel. I'm Caitlin Thompson, and this is another one of those videos where we just get raw, real, and down to earth, talking about stuff that's actually really important and relevant to personal development, growing, and healing. And there's a particular topic that I've been thinking a lot about lately, and that is how we value ourselves and our self-worth. And so I wanted to touch on this topic and describe how when we don't honor our true self-value of our time, our attention, our skills, our expertise, then not only do we do ourselves a great disservice, but we're actually hurting those around us, including our customers, our clients, our friends, and our family. So I wanted to make this video to explain to you how honoring your self-worth and charging what your services, your products, and your energetic exchanges are worth to you is actually one of the most compassionate, kindest things that you can do for your customers, for your clients, and for your loved ones. Oftentimes I see people in situations where they are super talented and skillful at what they do, but they're not charging enough money. And because of that, people aren't valuing their service and they're struggling financially, or they're struggling with giving away too much of their time and energy for free. This is something that I'm right now experiencing the detriment of, as I realize that I've actually not been charging enough money for our Entheozen products, and because of that, our business model has not been able to be sustainable, and I've been working for free for the last 7 years. And one thing that I really want to emphasize when it comes to price and value in general, value is completely up to perception. Let that sink in. Think about that for a second. Value is completely made up and is based on our subjective perception of what something is worth to us. So, once you understand that, you realize that the value that you bring and provide, it's not necessarily related to how much does it cost you, what could someone else get it for. The real question is, how much is it worth to the person receiving it? Whether it's an item, whether it's a service, whether it's your attention or your engagement in something, how much is that worth to the person who's receiving it? Whether it's an item, whether it's a service, whether it's your attention or your engagement in something, how much is that worth to the person who's receiving it? And when you start to really consider that value is actually this perceptual phenomenon, it helps you also realize how much value you are providing in other ways that aren't just in things, that aren't just in the hour of your time, but perhaps the energetic cost of something or the emotional burden of something. Those also should be factored into what the value of something is. So one of the best things that you can do for yourself and for those that you are in service to, if you are providing a service or a product or even friendship or anything like that, one of the best things that you can do is to charge enough money, or in some cases just expectations of how you want the other person to show up, to make it worth it for you to be able to continue to provide something of that value. And I'll tell you what, if you give two people the exact same acupuncture treatment, you take two people, you give them literally verbatim the exact same needles in the same places for the same condition, the person who pays more will get better results. The person who paid more for their acupuncture session, that's identical to the other one, will get better results. You know why? Because the person who paid more is going to get more value out of it because they have made the subjective decision that that acupuncture treatment has this much value to their life. They have also made the decision that they are worth investing this much money in themselves. And when you make a choice and decide that you are worth it, that you're worth paying for something for yourself, then the value that you get out of that thing or that service or that whatever is more. Isn't that wild? Just think about it. Think about when you made the choice that something felt really important for you to have or to experience, and you decided that you deserved to have that experience or to get that service or that item, and you paid full price of it. It's going to feel more valuable to you than if someone gives it to you for free. And this is what I've seen as a Kambo provider, as a practitioner, and a health and wellness coach. Consistently, what I've seen is when I give away my knowledge, my expertise, my services for free or for nothing, people don't get value out of them because it took them nothing to invest in obtaining this thing. The more easy something is to obtain, the less perceived value that it has to people. And consistently, I've seen that when people make the decision to invest in themselves and pay your full price, they're gonna get better results. Because what that means is they're actually committed to getting the most out of that item or that service because they are investing in it. And when you give it to them for free, they didn't have to work for it. They didn't invest in it. They didn't even decide that it had value. And this isn't always the case. Sometimes you can gift someone something and it's really appreciated and they really know how much it's worth for you to have given that gift to them. And I'm not telling you that you should never be generous or gift things to people that are perhaps in need or are close friends. But in general, from my experience, when you compromise yourself and you do not charge what you are worth, what your time and energy and expertise is worth, the more likely that whatever you give that person will not be valued, it will not be appreciated, there will not be gratitude for it, and it will ultimately be a waste. In order to do your clients and your customers a favor, charge what you're worth. Charge what your product, what your service, what your time and energy is worth. Because not only are you making it sustainable for you to be able to continue and provide these services, these products, and this expertise, but now you've actually given this beautiful gift to your customer, to your client, something that's truly valuable because they're gonna get more out of it if they pay what it's worth. Does that make sense? And oftentimes when we have people that are trying to get free items out of us, or they don't want to pay for our service, but they're, giving you the sob story of, oh, I can't afford it, poor me, yada, yada. What that really means is that they don't see the value in what you offer or they don't see themselves as worth investing in order to obtain this service or product. And when someone hasn't decided that they are worth paying full price to get this thing for themselves, then it's really hard for them to actually derive value from it because ultimately there's an issue with how they value themselves in this whole process that you're going through with them. So one of the kindest things that you can do for your customer is teach them to value themselves. Teach them how to invest in themselves by holding a strong boundary about what your price is. I found a lot of times when people are trying to get free items or services, they actually don't have very healthy boundaries with people in general, which is why they aren't respecting your boundary. And by having a boundary with them around the price of the item or service, and letting them know that that is not flexible, and if they want that thing, they have to pay for it, they have to invest and be committed to achieving it or to obtaining it, then you actually show an incredible example to them of how you can have a strong personal boundary while showing up in a compassionate way and also maintaining a healthy, kind relationship. I think a lot of people think that if they tell someone no, that person won't love them, that person won't like them, that the relationship will be damaged. And that's usually an idea that has stemmed from a result of trauma or emotional rejection in childhood, etc. But when you show someone that you can hold a boundary and maintain that, hey, I need this from you in order to participate with you in this way, I need you to pay this price if you want this thing from me, then you show them that there is actually another way to have a relationship, that you can still have a healthy, happy, loving connection with someone and tell them no. So when you assert that your boundary is that you need to get this much money for your thing, you are really helping them understand that there is another way to relate to people that doesn't have to be based on feelings of obligation, feelings of guilt, or, rickety boundaries. For this reason, just charge what you're worth, know what you're worth, and know that you're doing not only yourself a favor, but your clients and your customers. You're actually giving them an opportunity to heal a part of themselves where they maybe don't have appropriate boundaries to protect themselves from people, and they're actually not valuing themselves. So in order to break this cycle in the world, we have to start with valuing ourselves and what our time is worth. So don't be afraid to charge more, to make sure that you're getting what you need so that you can continue to provide the service, the expertise, the knowledge, the support, the item, the product, whatever it may be. Make sure that it's sustainable for you so that you can continue to provide it to people that are in need. I hope this was helpful, and I hope that this gives you some insight on how you can move forward in the world and best protect yourself while also actually doing everyone around you a favor. I love you guys. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you like this sort of real talk stuff, or if you just want to learn about neuroscience supplements, there's a lot of videos on that too. Love you guys. Smile on my warriors. I'll catch you next time. Mwah.